Uh, Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, which is on Build a Career in Emerging Technologies, Big Data, Cloud, and Computing, AI and ML. Thank you for taking time out and being here today. We'll be taking up some really interesting and important questions from the audience at the end of the webinar. And so we have enabled the chat feature for you to type your queries. It should be there on the right hand side of your screen. So if you have any questions, please just pop them in here. I am Chaitanya Jain and I head corporate managed services at TCS NQT. I have spent almost 2 decades working in information technologies with a focus on creating some high value products. It gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Navdeep Singh Gill, who is the CEO of Xenon Stack and an angel investor for Deep Tech. He has 20 plus years of experience in telecom and IT, and he is driving 5G solutions with edge, cloud, and AI for creating new services. Hi, Navdeep. Welcome on board.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Thanks for the introduction. So,
so I would like to mention at the beginning that we will not be covering questions around the status of any job applications that the candidate might have made, and would request the candidate to connect with the HR of the respective companies for the same. Today we will be looking at the following: a presentation by Mr. Navdeep Singh Gill on how to select right technology domain, question and answers to cover some interesting topics for careers in emerging technologies, and any questions from this ambitious young talent crowd who is in the audience today. So to begin with, I will just cover one more question, and that is about what needs to be done post giving the NQT exam. So NQT provides multiple opportunities in terms of jobs to all the NQT certified candidates. There are over 750 corporates registered on the portal. The job listing portal, I think the link is already provided on the chat window. Maybe you can use that link to go to the job listing platform and apply for various jobs that are there. So we have posted almost 200 jobs, 200 plus jobs and 8,000 plus vacancies, which can be leveraged by the candidates who have cleared the NQT exams. And we welcome you to leverage that. With this, I think we can now that maybe we can start our sessions. So I think you have covered a long journey. 20 years you have been in this industry, and you started maybe very in IT industry as a fresher. It would be interesting to understand how was your journey from your start to the position of CEO at Xenon Stack. If you can probably throw some light on that, that would be really
good. Thank you, Chaitanya. So, Chaitanya, in 2002 and 3, there is not a word called a startup. The people call a small company because nobody in India knows the word of startup. 2002-3. So I joined that time a startup which is focusing on basically providing internet connectivity to different organizations and the engineering colleges, because there is a bandwidth connectivity issue between various engineering colleges and universities. They not have a high-speed internet. So we will be providing through the microwave communication. So I joined as a fresher, as a trainee, as a network engineer. And that time, 2 Mbps speed at in the office is a huge, because in my college, it's only a 128 kbps lease line. So I got a lot of learning when I joined in a startup. So as a network engineer, I learned about more Cisco routers, switches, checkpoint firewall. That time started. And then I moved to corporates. I spent 2-3 years in the startups. Then I moved to corporate Reliance Infocom. That's a big giant that time. And then with the Reliance Infocom, then I joined Ericsson. And Ericsson provided me the platform where I can demonstrate my skills. So what I learned in a startup, a lot of things, I need a platform to perform. And Ericsson provided me that platform because that time telecom revolution is there, 2007 or 8, and everybody is pushing for telecom. We done migrations from 2G to 3G. Everything is rolled out done. And then in 2011 or 12, I got assessment for, because Airtel bought 15 circles in Africa, so I got the assignment there. But I not opted. That time I started looking in cloud or big data. So I heard Amazon won the case, CIA went to cloud, and then that story found me very interesting. Oh, this is a new world is coming. How I opt. There's not much. The trainings are available, not courses are available in 2011 or 12. And then I started my own organization. So I started giving sessions on these topics in different colleges. And then slowly, I started building my team around that. And now presently we are 100, around 50 people. We are hiring 100, 200 people more. And there is a lot of work which we are getting into 5G, because now the 5G will be a private 5G and a public 5G. There will be different versions of 5G will be coming, working on data analytics and AI, because running machine learning models at scale is a bit challenge. So we are solving that problem. And we are presently working on two products, data governance and discovery platform and cloud native security. That's our role model. We moving, scaling further on that path.
So I think your dedication and persistent and the right platform is something that really help you climb the ladder. TCS NQT is again one of these platforms for the freshers who would be interested in getting a right job and maybe begin their career. So thanks for your insights as to how you grew over the years. Um, so with this, maybe I can probably hand it over to you to maybe give some really good insights into the careers in and the growth path in emerging technologies. Maybe I can present it here.
So, I will more focus on what are the areas which are more highlighted in next 5 years, or more are prominent in next 5 years. Data engineering, because data engineering and analytics is the foundation. In 2022, 23, the most critical aspect is data management, how you manage your data, process your data, and then on top of analytics. So we moving towards the real-time analytics. And then the role of DevOps, which will be more prominent along with the data ops role. And then third part is AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning roles, how you guys leverage different roles. And then the fourth is cloud ops. I just give you a number. There are only 5 to 7% of the total IT workloads are on cloud. Still 91, 93% workloads are on premises or data centers. So they have to be migrated on cloud. And the COVID given a big acceleration to this. That's going to happen in 10 years. Now that's going to happen in 2-3 years. So that is the pace. That is the pace of the job requirements. And then the fifth is product manager, because everything is moving to a SaaS products, and so the role of product management is key. And then the top of it, product marketing, because everything is moving toward digital sales. So there's a lot of focus on how you do product marketing on internet. And then you can plan how what you guys see as a career path and what is the actual career path picture. And then we tend to focus on how the T-shaped growth as a professional will be important for you guys, how you guys shape yourself as a T-shaped growth. So when we talked about data engineering, so data engineering is a software engineering, plus analytical skills. So you have a software engineering skills along with you needed analytical skills. So you will be more strong on a SQL or advanced SQL things, and then you understand the business aspect of the work what you are doing. And then when you people are talking about analytics, so we have a general reports, simple reports which we see, like you guys have seen a COVID dashboard where you are just getting a descriptive analytics. So how many cases where which are uh, getting vaccinated, where which state has a how many COVID cases. So that is a descriptive analytics. And then top of it, then you can get more deep into the data when you understand the diagnosis analytics. Why this happens? Why the this number is growing? Why this happens? So that's a diagnosis. Then third part is your predictive. So you predict that this. So you guys also seen in COVID, they are giving a prediction. Okay, the peak of the wave will be coming at June or a March. So that's a predictive on the data. They predict that the peak will be coming. And then the final prescriptive analytics. That's that's where the how the things we can manage the thing. How we make it happen that this is going to be happen this way, not in a controlled way. If tsunami is coming or a COVID peak is coming, how we can manage that COVID wave. So that's it. Now, when we people are managing these type of applications on scale, so you need a DevOps process. So DevOps is a process, or you call it for your continuous delivery of your software. So your applications are running real time, how you can bring the changes, how fast you can release new features in your applications. So that's all is the DevOps. So it's your software development, your quality insurance, your uh, continuous security. So you need a security on the pipeline also, and then your operations. So this is what done. And when we apply automate our data operations, we call it a data ops. So when we are automating our data operations in terms of data management, data integration, data quality, or data security, we call it automating data operations. We call it a data ops. So these are the prominent fields. And now when you are looking for AI or ML roles, so you have to start with the simple, you are just taking models from GitHub, doing some testing on Kaggle and other things. You just, as ML engineer or an analyst, you are just exploring the things. And then you can move towards the data engineering role. You can opt with that experience, you can move to data scientist and then AI architect level. So that's the growth path when you are building your AI careers. But if you want into research, you can be a research data scientist. You can have citizen data scientist. There are new tags are coming with the time when we are clearly defining AI and ML roles. So now when we talked about cloud ops, so cloud ops is more about the cloud operations. So it needs the development experience. It needs your networking, your server administration, operating system knowledge. You know the basic aspects of security. You know what is the security. You understand how how, how the operating system works. In cloud ops, then you give a birth to cloud native applications. Then the role of managing the cloud native application, there's a site reliability engineering. So you will be more a site. But the toughest thing is site reliability engineering. There's a good book of Google, so you guys can have a site reliability engineering book. You will see what are the principles behind that and how it is different from DevOps and cloud operations. Now the product management aspect is another aspect. So when you guys are building your career, you can opt the product in a software development cycle. So you spend 2-3 years in software development or a cloud operation and any profile. Then the most critical thing is you opt for a product management rather doing an MBA or other thing. You can opt for product management that give you a more breadth of your experience. So you understand the customer requirements, you understand how to market the product, what exactly the customer needs, and how the customer will use it. So that is where the product management roles comes. So you work with the development team for product development, but same time you will work with the customers on like onboarding. So what their challenge, to understanding their problems and giving the feedback back to the development that okay, the product should be like this. These are the new features our product need. So that's the way the role is very, very critical. This is the hot these days product management profiles. And then now everybody thinks you guys are young people. You think I have done school. I have now in final year in BTech. Now I will do the internship. Then I will join some company as associate, and then I will become manager, and then I will become a C-level executive. But that's not a journey. That's not a career path. So you gone to work in a college, you join an associate, maybe somebody getting fired, lay off. You then again spent 1 or 2 years in the organization, then you go abroad, then back to school, then become a manager, then you pivot. So you are a software developer, you pivot towards another profile by taking on these days the online courses are very helpful. You pivot from a software development to product management. You become you opted for marketing roles, you opted for a sales, you opted a core product leadership roles, or you opt for a customer side professional. So that is, and then somebody will think, okay, then now I have a lot of experience. The experience does not matter. While working, you understand that this problem, you able to find a problem. Okay, this problem is not solved by somebody, and you want to switch to that problem, and you want to put your next 5 years, 10 years behind that problem, and then you can become an entrepreneur. That's the journey with you, a lot of people. Okay. Then, so the T-shaped growth is very important. So you get a breadth of a knowledge. You, while working, you understand the design aspects of the things. Do you understand the entrepreneurial mindset? Because you take a risk in your organization, they are betting on some products. You understand that okay, this product is a new. You understand how the organization performed during that. Then you learn the innovation programs in the organization while working, or you opting outside your organization. And then few people will be learning leadership in a startup or in a journey. You learn leadership roles quickly. Nobody going to wait for 5 years or 10 years for a leadership. Maybe you within 1 year or 2 years you get a leadership role to lead the team in a delivery or in a product management, in marketing, anybody where you, and along that you discover yourself during that journey. Okay, where I am strong. You start thinking that okay, in this particular role I enjoy the most, and then you become the specialist in that role. You opt some training or some coaching or something, then you dig into that. You do masters or something else. You dig into that particular discipline in more detail. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I think that was really great insights, Navdeep, from you on various aspects. I think you covered a lot of areas, careers into really emerging technologies, and how we can build our careers in that. What is in those domains actually? Plus also about product marketing per se. How one can make a career maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line. Once you understand a certain domain, then how we can probably switch into product marketing and product management. And then finally you also covered about the career path and how being irrespective of being you are in technology or you are in management or you are in product management, how one should grow, how one should develop their career, right? So I think that was a really phenomenal presentation. Thanks for that. Uh, so based on this, I think I had few questions. Maybe let's cover some of these, and if time permits, we can also cover a few more questions. So I would like to understand what would be the role of a polyglot programmer. If you can probably, give some insights there, that would be really helpful.
Thank you, sir. So today, when everybody is talking about Web3, or we are in the metaverse world, so every programming language has some good things or some not good things. So as a polyglot, you will be master of 2, 3 programming languages. So it's not about you have a full stack. You are a master of 2, 3 programming language. Maybe people are good in C++, Python, Java, Rust, Golang. So you know, because when you learn 2, 3 languages, you know what are the best part of this thing, what are not. So you may be using some function. So you want to move some data from one place to another. You define it as a function. You don't have to write full Java code. You just use as a function. You can opt a few things as a serverless. You don't have to deploy everything on server. You just use as a serverless cloud functions. So that is what the polyglot programmer is. Try to learn 2, 3 languages, understand what are the best part of them, and then how you use their best things in a program with less code. So that's what you as a polyglot programmer you have to look into it. And that is the future of Web3 and metaverse world which we are going. So everything is on performance base. So on performance, you have to write less code.
That's the next in line. I think we need to understand and optimize the code and write it in the best fashion way. I think that's probably the key thing. And polyglot programmer is something that really fits into this kind of a role. I think that's really really good insight. So another question I think I would have is, what is the future of digital sales? Or maybe what exactly it entails for any career, right?
So everything, because after COVID, work from home or a remote work culture, so the sale will be hot. Sale will be going to happen now. It will be a digital. Everything will be going to digital, and you not be available on a webinar or you just opened a WebEx or a Zoom session that customer will come and ask you question. So you have to write some content, good content about your product. You have to write the problems or challenges the customer facing which your product is solving. So the journey now is from start from Google. The person will be going to, let's say, online courses, like you guys online courses available. So you will see 100 website links, but then you need a credibility. You will go to reviews. You will attend there some webinars that, like today we are doing a webinar. You talk to their people, and then you will choose. Okay, I'm now going to choose this product or this service. And our future is a SaaS product. Everything will be software as a service. So everything will be done on internet. So everything will be passed electronically from one place to another. And the market is now big. You can sell from sitting in any part of India to worldwide. You don't have to send your person to any country or any webinar, any conference events, or tell people that this is our product. With online, you can write a good content, you write a good ebooks, you make good videos of the problems which you are solving with your product, and that's what it's called a digital sales. So everything will be on digital.
I think that's really nicely said. I think with the world moving towards digitalization of every function, I think even this digital sales is going to be the something in line actually. So yeah. So another question I think I have is on again, this is again on emerging technology. This is for 5G. So what will be the impact of 5G, including maybe networking and automation skills? If you can probably help us with some of your insights, that would be
Okay.
really great.
So the 5G will be bringing a new era of internet, new way of internet. The way earlier we have a Uber, another, the 5G experience will be totally different because the peak download will be around 50 to 20 gigabits per second. It will enable mobile gaming, a new immersive experience like metaverse world or other world. And then we will have a virtual and augmented reality coming into picture. Your fashion, education industry will be impacted with this. And then you will have a connected cars like autonomous or above a little below autonomous, you have like Tesla and others, which are fully connected cars. And then you will have healthcare will be going to play a very crucial role with 5G. You can do robotic process surgeries with this much of speed from remotely. You can have a uh, counseling from a doctor to the patient any part of the world. The doctor can scan, do the experiment. So that's what the 5G is bringing. New applications which are just started in 3G or 4G, but it not become mainstream. Now everything will become mainstream with the 5G speeds. So that's it. And during that speed era, your networking, automation skills, your that will be playing a bigger role for the young people.
I can't agree more with you on that. I we already can see the impact of connected world, connected houses and all. And with 5G, there is a lot more that can be done, and that's going to be the future, definitely. Thanks for that. Uh, Another question. This is about, I think Zanon Stack is into these latest technologies, edge and cloud computing and all. It would be interesting to understand what is the typical hiring process at Xenon Stack for freshers. I am sure a lot of candidates from the audience would be really interested in this question. So maybe if you can help us
So
with
on hiring, like we use TCS NQT, and we love the pattern of the exam, but we do the experiment on the paper. So it's not about selecting above 70%. We filter into a different domains, whether you are scoring 55, 56%. We tend to see where you're getting a 55, 56. It's in verbal or aptitude, analytical or logical thinking. We see. So on the basis of that, we choose the people first. We don't not only just you scoring a 70% overall and then we are selecting. We have a different criteria on that part. And then we have where L1, L2, L3 levels. It's more or a task-based task. So we bring up people, give them the training. We're not providing any training. We give them the sessions, a links of online courses. They do the courses on. We do the reviews of what they have learned from that course, how deep they gone into that course, and how differently they done from their college study to this course. If they are just cramming or just doing that, there is an elimination round. And then from L1 is the elimination round. Then we move towards our L2 where we give them the core field, which that guy feel interested. We we talk to that guy. Okay, that guys look like will be more interested into this field. We from our reviews in L1, we judge that guy. Okay, this guy will be good in this profile. Let's try into L, and then we give them a new try at L2 in a different profile, and then after that, it's the 45 days. Every L1 is 45 days. L2 is also 45 to 50 days, and then we move towards a main L3 level so that they learn how to work in a project, how to learn other aspects of the project. So that's where we hire. We are open. Whether you have a one backlog, two backlog, we don't care. You just reach our website. We have a jobs. You just apply. It's not about numbers. It's not about failure. You just, if you think like that, okay, you can do the task, simple task, own without any help. We are ready to pick you.
I think that's a lovely thing to know. I think it would definitely answer a lot of questions that are going to be there in the minds of the audience today, uh, and that definitely helps a lot. It is also in line with the TCS NQT philosophy, wherein we don't really say a candidate has passed or failed. It is more of a role fitment, as you rightly pointed out. Uh, and if suppose it doesn't mean that if a candidate has got 50%, then he is not suitable for any job, or for that matter a particular job. It probably is about role fitment. Maybe a sales candidate has a different profile, IT candidate has a different profile, so there are jobs for all. It is more about your attitude, more about, or and if you really want to be like, you want to be considered for more and more jobs, the only thing that you can do and that would help is to give the exam maybe more times, so you can improve your core score, and definitely it would help you to be considered for more jobs. But it doesn't, you should not lose heart. There are chances for, at any score there are chances for a job, and you should keep trying it. Come to portal, apply for jobs. That is going to be more important. Thanks, Navdeep, for that. Uh, so, talking about hiring, I think one of the key questions that is doing rounds currently is: will AI replace humans for various functions and various software development, be it software development, be it manufacturing? How is it going to be? And second question to that is how we can make our career proof or AI proof, so that we are not impacted with this development, if at all it really is going to impact. If you can probably help us with this question, that would be really great, because I'm sure this question is going to be there in the minds of a lot of candidates, because the way AI is progressing is going to make a huge impact on each of our lives.
So the AI will be doing that work which we are not doing efficiently, or we are not able to do at consistently at same level. So the AI will be going to handle that. Uh, like in a test in a car, we are talking autonomous. We are on a highway. We are just it's a very boring activity. Okay, you just handle and you just driving on a highway. Nobody's here and there. So these type of repeated tasks or daily tasks that will be going to with AI. Some critical surgery areas where we where we think that robotics will play more important role than our hand we can do, that will be going to do that. So there are a lot of analyses which require too much compute power. So now with the quantum is coming, we will having a more compute available to process the data. But to apply the principles, to apply the learning of the things, you need a human. So the human, and like it's like the way the humans started living with machines. So same way humans has to start living with AI. So few of our work will be done by AI, and we have to learn how to work with the AI robotics or something. Same way, the human role will be important, because in the end, the things for humans. There will be more jobs with AI coming becoming functional, but that job roles will be different. We will be playing a different role in AI. When AI or a metaverse world, our role will be different. So there will be more jobs, more challenges. So just I'm saying we working on a product. Let's, when AI model fail, we everybody have a bug. Now there is some activities happening, and at crucial event, AI model fail. Now, when AI model fail, what will be our step? How our system will auto perform the action? Now that is the most critical aspect. Most critical when everybody is saying that, okay, when I'm driving an autonomous car, you guys know there will be failure. The model will fail. There will be some bug. But when that bug occur, how our system responds. Now there is a different challenges, and then we will working on responsible, ethical, ethics or trustworthy AI. So irrespective of any color, caste, and how the model will predict the thing. So uh, it will, I think human few tasks will be done by AI and few tasks will be done by human. Human has to live with AI. Their roles in next 5 years will be different, but roles today we are doing that. And there are a lot of companies now. Everybody, you go to OpenAI, you go to Amazon. Everybody is now targeting on that part. But you have to learn the new skills to do that jobs.
I think that's really great to know. Actually, I think you have rightly pointed out. Actually, over the years, we have seen, with the advent of information technology as an industry, we have seen how not only the activities, and the productivity has increased, but also it has created a lot of new jobs. We know how dot-com boom worked, and we know, how automations has helped us live a better life. So I think that's a very valid point. I firmly believe, as you said, AI is not only just going to make our lives better, but it's also going to bring in new kind of job roles like sustainers, trainers, and like trainers who can train the model, and different other similar job roles. That's great. I think that's really great to know, and that's really going to cool our nerves with the AI stuff, in background. So just wanted to understand, about solution architect role, because I think a lot of IT candidates would really look up to become an architect, and I think solution architect is typically something who is like cherished role kind of stuff. So if you can probably give us some insights as to how somebody can develop their career towards being a solution architect, towards developing a new application, because solution architect is related to a kind of a creating an application, right? So maybe if you can probably help us with that kind of a.
So there are different roles for solution architect. So I'm just take a simple example. You are some application has to move to cloud. So you need a solution architect who tells which part of your application can be easily moved towards cloud, which part of your application needs recoding. You have to recode the things to move it to cloud. So here the role of solution architect will be making your application hosted on cloud, making your application ready for cloud. And same way, when you are on cloud, you have a particular load which you want to run on a cloud. So here the role of solution architect is understanding your workload, what type of application, what's there, how it will use the cloud properly. That's a role. And then same way when you move towards data engineering or data handling. So here the role of a solution architect is defining the strategy for your data, how your data will be managed, how your data will be governed, how you define data privacy and security policies. So here the role of solution architect in that particular domain will be. Now in AI, the role of solution architect will be again different. So you have a model, how that model will be deployed on a large scale data, and how your model will be explainable, how your model will be explainable, what are the steps are. So here the role of solution architect will be different. And same way, when this is a technical role, and you call it a solution architect, You start with the solution architect, then you can become an enterprise architect. That's a journey. So you start with your graduation, you start like you opt as a T-shaped professional. When you becoming a T-shaped, and then you getting a specialization that will be in your particular domain, whether it's a cloud, data, or AI. And you can become a solution architect in marketing also. So how you market the product. So maybe the title name in marketing will be different. They will call a marketing specialist, or a product marketer, or a product manager, or a program manager. But that will be also a solution. You giving a solution to some problem. You start with your BTech, you spend 2-3 years in a particular field, and then you can opt your career in higher study, and then you can opt to this role.
Thank you for so much for really helping us with the career path for solution architect. I think there are a lot of questions as to how somebody can develop a career path in cloud or maybe some of these latest technologies. I can probably answer this. Maybe there are a lot of courses which are conducted by TCS Ion itself. And maybe I would recommend the candidates to go to the TCS Ion portal. Maybe the link is pasted on the chat window. There are a lot of industry honor certifications that are provided by TCS Ion, which can be leveraged by the candidates. Also, there are some of real nice courses by the IITs. IIT Madras, IIT Kanpur, Kharagpur. For data science, typically, we have a course from IIM Calcutta as well, besides IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, which are really market recognized courses. And I would recommend maybe the candidates to go over and probably do some of these courses. And I would also like to mention that artificial intelligence and data science are the areas where we have also created some assessments which will help you guys to maybe use the scores that you get there, and maybe talk to the corporates and probably apply for jobs. So we are seeing a lot of jobs, as I mentioned, right? We have 50 plus corporates who are registered on our portal, and we have been seeing a lot of demand in AI, data science, DevOps, cloud computing, and accordingly we have also created assessments which can be leveraged by the students and the candidates to basically prove their capabilities in these areas. So I think we are probably almost 45 minutes to this course. Maybe I can cover up maybe 2-3 questions that I can see from the audience. So one of the most asked question is how one can move to cloud computing. Maybe if you can touch upon this question, that would be really great.
So when anybody want to move to cloud, first learn Linux. You will be hands-on. There is a very free training on Linux fundamentals. Linux, go to linux.com or Linux Academy. Then you can do the Linux training. Then there is a DevOps training also free of there. Then you do that, and then you have a networking skills. And then you do a basic security training. You know how to secure, what is security. And that is the foundation for your first step to cloud. You must have no one programming language. Either you start with the Golang, that will be good for you. But you must know one programming language when you are building your career in cloud. And then you can opt any AWS cloud. Then you can opt Azure or a Google or Oracle or IBM. Then you can opt anybody, and they have a very defined training, free trainings available. So you can then, according to their cloud, you can opt to see. But the foundation is Linux, networking, one programming language, Golang, and then security. All 4 are available free of cost trainings. You can have a Linux Academy or a Coursera. I think TCS Ion also may be doing that. So you can have that cloud skills.
Thanks for that. Let's take one more question from the audience. Which programming language is best in present time and for future growth? Maybe you can
Yeah,
I'm sure there are a lot of answers, but
if you are a young, learn Rust. Learn Rust. That's the language of Web3 that will be going to play. That's a fast as C or C plus, but easy to write the code, and you just learn. So the future will be not one programming. Earlier we have discussed on polyglot programmer. So learn Rust, Golang. They are the future languages, and you can move on further any part.
I think that's for the emerging technologies, and
Yeah.
really these are some really nice technologies to work in. Um, I think you had recruited a lot from TCS NQT. We would like to understand how has been your experience with TCS NQT, and maybe if we can also cover how TCS NQT has helped students in getting jobs. That would be really great.
I think the best part is what I learned from TCS NQT is you can't able to find the questions on Google. So they people working hard on the paper. So when you people are attempting the questions, you have to think from your mind. Without that, you're not able to solve it. And that is the best part, which we like. Okay, at least something is doing good to push the students. And then they have a very good thing is that you can improve your score. That's also a good thing, which I like. They conduct 4 quarters, and they give you option. Okay, no issue. This quarter you're not able to get, you can improve. That's also I like that if they give a challenge to the students. Okay, you're not able to clear. Now accept that challenge. You score higher in the next. That's why I like that. And from that, we able to figure out the people from our way. We shortlist the people, which module we think is most critical. We give them more score. Which module we think that it can be less, but important, we give the weightage less to that, and accordingly we select the people from that. We try to build our own. But the most important part of any these assessments is the quality of questions. Most important part. We try to build, but we're not able to spend so much time on the questions. Because once we given a test, somebody will find, okay, these are repeated in next 6 months. So the quality of decision decreases with the time. But TCS is changing the questions, improving their difficulty level, and that's the best thing I like.
Thanks a lot, Navdeep. I think that's rightly said. Actually, there are a lot of the quality standards at TCS NQT is really very high. I think a candidate can definitely claim that they have given a very international standard exam, and definitely any corporate would be more than happy to probably consider the scores. It's going to be it's a pan India comparative score, and hence it would be definitely useful if a candidate even talks about it with the corporate. Thanks for that. Just to, I think we have already crossed the time. A quick question to maybe to the aspiring students. What would be your guiding statement for any aspiring student, maybe in any IT sector, or for that matter any company? If you can probably give your vision, that would be really great.
Okay, I just gone through few questions people posted. So first thing, whether you are a mechanical, a civil, anything, you must know the programming. No job today without programming. If you really want to into IT, so you must run. Now it's not a one programming language, you need a 2 programming language. So you not stick to one, you learning somebody learning a Python, it's good. no language is bad, but you have to learn to. Python, Golang, Rust, Java, you have to up to. And you know which is good in this language, what is good in that language. That analytical skill. Second, improve your data literacy. The most important, what we are, I have gone through on TCS on, or from my last 10 years in hiring, building freshers, the analytical skills are very less. So try to give more competitions like TCS ON, which will help you to think. If your thinking ability is strong, you can do anything. Try to improve your analytical and thinking ability, solving puzzles, solving new things. That's what I push you guys do. Training, everything is free on internet, but only thinking ability, your creativity, that's not available. That you have to develop. That is my only suggestion to you guys. Improve your thinking ability, improve your adaptability, and most important part for fresher is that have a patience. If you are joining any organization, whether somebody called it a service or a product, do not be impatient. Give some time to the organization, adapt to the organization, understand the organization. It's better to be in a service a startup or a company in initial career and then opt for a product company. When you are starting early in your product company, you will not able to learn a lot of, you're not able to become a T-shaped profession. The service company give you breadth. You able to handle the client. You are able to understand the client requirement. Then you learn the development, different departments, you understand that. And then you can opt your any product. Today, every company is a product company. Some there is no service company. Every company is a product company and every company is a service company. If some company have a product, they have to give a service to their client. So there will be few people in services. So you can't figure out that okay, TCS or a Stack a service or a product. All companies today understand that they have to build some product. If you think about TCS on is a product. So they built inside. So they're serving some customers. But today somebody is managing the TCS on as a product, but few people are working to enable new features in this product. So the both roles are available in any company. So that's my take, because I've seen few questions. Whether you are a graduate, BA, BSc, do not opt for higher study, jump to a job immediately. Okay, start any job. Masters will be after that.
Thanks for that, Navdeep. I think to summarize, I think what you're saying is we should learn a programming language for sure, maybe multiple programming language if possible, and then maybe also develop our analytical skills, which can really take us to higher levels. And last but not the least, the saying goes that Rolling Stone gathers no moss. So I think it's very important that you stick to your work, you gain some knowledge, some depth, which is also about the T-shaped career. So once you gain the depth, I think you can then probably appreciate that technology, that domain, and then further your career in that area. Really, it's wonderful talking to you, Navdeep. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate. Thanks the audience for their time. And I think we are good to close. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks, TCS, and thanks.